Yeah, so good evening, everyone. My name is Avinash. I'm from Bangalore. And initially, I'm obviously not from the health background, but I was from the finance background. But given my health conditions, it wasn't very good. So a lot of challenges, like many people face, I was also facing them, but I was just going through what everybody does. They say I'm fine whenever everybody asks, "How are you?" And then every time what I would do is go through the traditional routes of going and getting consultations and then trying to get medicated and trying to resolve my issues. But I never saw the result that I really wanted. And then my parents and of course Sumeet sir and Tanya ma'am introduced us to nutrition, and it really changed my life, to be honest, because that is what I was looking for, something on a more permanent basis that really heals you from the ground up and not something which is just superficial or just skin deep.
Very true.
And yes, and after that, I was so excited that, generally, if I'm interested in something and it captures my eye, I go very deep into that topic. So I started doing that from over now, maybe 14 years ago. And it really, became my calling. And then I started helping people also get better results like how I did. And then it sort of grew into it organically. And then nowadays we are making health programs across the world. I work with a very dear friend of mine, and she also helps me, do the programs, and we get phenomenal results. Because if you see the last 3 or 4 posts that have been posted on this group,
Yes,
they've all been my people who have helped across the world. In fact,
very
and it's
impressive. Very
yes,
impressive.
and it's unheard of because I've seen so many places, even YouTube videos where people are losing a lot of weight, but you will notice that there are certain problems with that when it comes to that, and I'll discuss that later when you are asking me a few questions. But there are always something that comes back to bite you, right? So that is something I found, not happening with when we do it the right way.
Correct.
And that is something I'm really, really excited and proud of because, it's not something everybody's doing, right? So we take the time and we help people, and that has really become my calling and passion now. That's all about myself.
No, that's very true. And you know what? I mean, Avinash, if I may take the liberty, अगर मैं थोड़ा सा बताऊं लोगों को, if you allow me,
Yes.
तो मुझे पता है कि as a kid growing up, you were not always the healthiest and the strongest. I remember your parents, especially your mom, fretting about your health, जैसे सारी mothers करती हैं. She was a little bit worried about Avinash, as I'm sure other mothers are, growing up. So it was not like he was blessed with with a really good health. तो उसको भी build up करना पड़ा था. He had to build up upon his good health. And he's so knowledgeable about so many things कि मुझे अगर कभी भी कुछ, if I have to really get something going or something, if I want to find out something, if I want to do a deep dive, I always contact Avinash. He's my go-to resource, And this session is so vital because आज हम कुछ topics को demystify करना चाहते हैं. We want to demystify some of the topics because as Avinash said, many people come sometimes and say, I want to become fit or I want to lose weight right now. मुझे अभी के अभी चाहिए. Look, you can either do it right or you can do it now. And sometimes doing it now is not right. So या तो right way में करो, which will take time, sustainable, or sometimes if you're looking for a quick results now, तो उसमें right जो होता है, it never happens. So today, Avinash, I have some questions. Right. I think this discussion is going to be so valuable because a lot of people are struggling with the same issues that you are that you have dealt with, that you're dealing with. And first of all, I want to ask you this question. That look, you are part of the millennial generation. I can almost say that, and millennials and Gen Zs. That general population, they want to have a happy and successful life. This is like one of the most important goals.
Important things, yes.
Yeah. So what makes health as the foundation for living a happy and successful life, Why would you say, health is the most important thing? Discuss some of the impacts, that health can have in the other areas of your life, like, for example, productivity is one area, you want to make money, you want to be successful, but at the same time, relationships also, and also your overall mental well-being. So put that into perspective. What are you seeing right now amongst people of your generation and the people that you are talking to?
Of course. I think the reason why health is more important than anything else, anything for that matter, is because of everything revolves around it. So let's say, for example, you bring in family, which is the most important part of your life, right? The number one priority, family and your religion. But if you are not healthy, then that would cease to exist, or it would be something where you're not able to perform adequately your duties or responsibilities to look after yourself as well as your family. So that is one of the main things I find so many youngsters not, being able to achieve, because it becomes sort of lopsided, where they're not able to, they may be doing well in their careers, but you will notice that somewhere else they are lacking, right? Or if they're enjoying some place, then they're lacking in their careers. So there's an imbalance. And the reason is because they're not able to do everything they want to do the way they should be doing it. And one of the main reasons why is because of health concerns, right? Because your body is not working optimally. So I think more than anything, health is more important, because there's even a very dear friend of mine lost his mom just day before yesterday. And he's my best friend, and very unfortunate. It was so saddening to see. And see, you can have all the money that you want, right? But you cannot bring someone back to life with all that money.
Correct. So, very true. I feel that.
Health, you're right. So health would be, I think, more important than anything else in your life that you can ever think of.
Even with the millennials and Gen Z segment.
Sir, especially with the millennials, because if you see, there are so many articles, including the one I read about on National Geographic, which said that, the youngsters are the ones who are affected more with colorectal cancer. And it's more than the adults. And the reason for that is because the youngsters or the millennials are the ones who are exposed to the highest amounts of toxins, chemicals, and processed items than the people in the past who were mostly living their lives on organic foods.
Very true. Very true.
Yes.
In fact,
so definitely.
In fact, your mom and dad and even myself, we were not exposed to ultra processed food. अगर हिंदी में बात करूं तो हम लोगों को कोल्ड ड्रिंक या बाहर का खाना जो था घर में बहुत रेयरली आता था. Only when we have guests or somebody special coming to our house would we actually have soft drinks and cold drinks, and we used to be happy as kids कि at least we'll get to take some of those ultra processed food. And today we realize it was actually a blessing. So you're right, your generation has been exposed to, it's a Swiggy culture. You were exposed to ultra processed food so easily, readily available much earlier in life than we did.
Definitely, sir. And you see so many youngsters are losing their lives as well at a very early age. And that's completely unnatural to what was the early days.
So would it be fair to say, Avi, that the lifestyle diseases are skyrocketing and the age group that they are affecting is becoming younger and younger? यानी जल्दी से जल्दी कम उम्र के लोगों को भी आजकल वो लाइफस्टाइल डिजीज सता रही हैं जो पहले earlier generation में 50 के ऊपर आती थी. Is that fair to say?
100%, sir, because we have people even on our health program from the age of 5.
5?
Oh, wow. Yes. And we even have a kid who was 8 years old and is a diabetic. We have people who have, the issues of their monthly cycles at the age of 17 years old or 20 years old. And we have people who are not able to have kids, at a young age after getting married. So they're having infertility. So there's so many things that are being, affected in the young generation today that we are taking very lightly until and unless it happens to us. So I would say, the most important thing is we are already living in a very sick world. So I would say if you really want to make the world a better place, the first thing to start with is making people healthier.
So I would say, to paraphrase, poor diet, poor lifestyle choices, more environmental stress, more pollution, more job-related relationship stress, everything, ये सब चीजें जो है add कर रही हैं in making people more sick at a younger age. ज़्यादा बीमारियां आ रही हैं younger age पे. So my next question is कि look, being healthy starts with an awareness. Okay, एक एहसास है. And that awareness comes from actually listening to your body and be able to feel that I'm going on a tangent, my body is going out of whack, and everybody kind of gets to know about their own bodies before even you go out and get those tests done. So how important it is to actually listen to our own bodies and try to safeguard ourselves from chronic illnesses actually much earlier. Can you give some examples with something that you have dealt with in your experience?
Yes, sir. I think, we live in a world where technology has advanced so much over the years since the internet and 2000s. So a lot of people, what they do is they don't listen to their body anymore. All they do is take tests, right?
Yeah.
So they go to these diagnostic labs and take tests every year. They do a health workup and, they think they are fine. But the problem is that they don't really understand that tests do not give you the right statistic to what is actually happening inside your body.
Correct.
All right. Tests are just a general marker to make you aware of some problem, but that is about it. The real story is what your body is giving out in terms of symptoms. And in most cases, if you're very unhealthy or people who have a very poor lifestyle, they won't have any symptoms, which is even more concerning. Okay. So, you always have to understand that you have to listen to your body. One, like say, for example, I give a very simple thing. What big mistake what people do is, like say, for example, if you have a headache. So what you do is you do not really investigate why you had that headache. So all you do is you want the headache to go away like magic.
Yeah.
So all you do is you take a shortcut and you take a pill and then it's gone. But what you don't understand is the real culprit behind the scenes who was really doing the work of giving you that headache is still left inside your body. And what happens is the next time you get it, you'll get it even worse. And then to a point where your body becomes numb to it, and then you get something else known as a side effect because you did not really take care of the real problem or the real issue deep inside your body.
So what you're trying to say is that, early detection ke liye, we should not just rely blindly on just tests. Tests are important, clinical tests, but for early detection, we should be even one step beyond that we should really pay attention and listen to our own bodies. Right? That's what you're saying.
100%, sir. And there's a simple test. All you do is just look down, and if you can see a belly there, that's one of the big signs that you have something wrong in your body because that is not normal. The problem is that society is making everything normal. Like the old days when we were younger, when I was younger, I had never heard of anybody or known anybody in my circle who had cancer or diabetes or cholesterol or BP. None of them. Not a single person. But now if you see in today's day and age, you can find every single home has one major disease minimum.
Wow.
So it is spreading like wildfire. And the reason is because people are ignoring what is really important to their health. And that is why I think I've named the topic very aptly, ignorance is not bliss, because many people think that if you ignore it, you won't have that problem. But the shocking fact is that you will have it, but it will be coming to you all of a sudden because you were not really aware of what was going on. So that is why you find
the case. Yeah, sure. I'm sorry. It's almost like the case of an ostrich, which buries its head in the sand. वो शुतुरमुर्ग जो होता है ना, वो sand में अपना सर डाल देता है when there's an impending danger, thinking that the danger will go away. So a lot of us are just burying ourselves in sand, wishing that the problem will just take care of it by itself magically. But you're right, वो होता नहीं है.
It doesn't work that way, sir. And I know so many people, even in our health programs that we conduct, where earlier they weren't even wanting to take a simple test because they were afraid of what they might find in it. So you can see that analogy that you gave about the ostrich hiding itself in the ground is 100% true. Many people are afraid of what's actually happening, but they don't want to do something about it. That's the important thing that you need to connect. Your actions have consequences.
Very true. I like that word. Actions have consequences, and ignoring your health is also an action. You feel that you're doing nothing, but you're also doing something that can have a big repercussion. So my question to You, Avi, is right now, everybody is dieting. And every place you go, whether it's on the social media or pick up a magazine article, कुछ भी पढ़ लो magazines में, social media पे जाओ तो सब लोग कुछ ना कुछ खाने की tips ही दे रहे हैं, dieting कर रहे हैं. My question is that, have you in your experience sees that, the panacea and the one-all solution to everything is only diet? Is diet the solution for example, weight loss? Is diet the only thing? And some of the other problem is diet the only thing? Magically, or is there more to it holistically? Talk about holistic wellness for a second.
Right, sir. I think that is a very important question. See, firstly, diets do not work because the reason is, for one, diet is something that you're restricting for a temporary amount of time.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's like saying that, I'll clean my house today. So I've cleaned it. So for the rest of my life, I don't need to clean that house. It doesn't work that way. So obviously you need to do something which is sustainable and lasting for a very long time. And that is exactly why you should never do any diets, because diets is for a temporary period of time. So that is one. And two is, like you mentioned, the word holistic. I truly believe that. The reason is because, sir, you can see everybody today, including professionals.
Yes.
What they do is they target human bodies like they target a car, like mechanics do. And that is not how the body works, because a car, yes, while being interconnected, it is not interdependent much, right? The seats are not dependent on the engine, or the steering wheel is not dependent on the AC, right? But that is not how the body works. The body is interconnected and interdependent on every single organ, every single cell, every single part of your DNA is interconnected and interdependent, which means that it runs holistically and it does not run part or piece by piece.
Yes.
But what you are seeing nowadays is people are just trying to, so let's say I have stomach pain, I'll take something for my stomach pain. Doesn't work that way. Or some people want their belly fat reduced, targeted weight loss around the belly area.
Oh my
It's
God.
impossible.
Impossible.
It is
That's
impossible.
The biggest myth, I want to reduce my tummy. You can be healthy, reducing a tummy is a side effect of lots of other things. Please go on. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. And the thing is that what people need to realize is that holistically just does not mean just changing your diet and just going for a walk or some running or jogging that you can do every day and then it's done. Holistically means that right from the tip of your hair, right till your toes, you're looking at what is challenging your body, finding the combinations of issues that you have medically as well as through your body symptoms, and then addressing your body's issues because your body does not negotiate. Okay? So what people think is that, they can bargain with their body. Oh, okay, so I ate 5 days of salad, so I can eat 2 days of chocolate cakes, right? So it doesn't work that way because the body does not negotiate with you, right? What it does is it suffers for you. So whatever choices you make, you can either suffer for wellness or you can suffer for illness. There's only two choices that your body knows, right? So if you have the interest or the passion for wellness, you don't want to be a sick person, then you need to suffer for it, right? You need to do the exercise, you need to sleep on time, you need to keep your stress levels low, you need to give your body the right nutrition it needs to do its work on a daily basis, not just for a particular period of time, like say 1 to 2 months, which many people do. Like I think our New Year's coming up, so you'll see many people doing these resolutions for the first week or so or month, and then the rest of the year they go back to doing whatever they were doing. And this is the mistake, because if you do anything, you must do it organically and you must do it holistically, meaning it should be addressing your entire body's needs, not just one part of it.
You're right. Actually, the people that I work with in my circle of friends, who I'm helping, जिनको मैं मदद कर रहा हूँ to become fitter, I always tell them कि there is no such thing as cheat days. वो cheat days का concept होता ही नहीं है. Somebody tells me कि आज मैंने today I enjoyed chola bhatura. I cheated. I told them, get this concept of cheating out. If your body felt like having chola bhatura, you had it, fine, enjoy it. Don't feel guilty. Guilt is the worst emotion that you can have because that can also affect your health. You had it, be happy with it, feel satiated. Now get it out of your system and let's get on with the program. So there is no concept of cheat days because then you're looking for things to eat, especially on those 2 days. This is my fundamental. I don't know whether
100% agree, sir. And we get a lot of people who ask this, before they join our health programs. They always ask, do you have cheat days? So I definitely don't, agree to that. And like you said, 100% true. You should get that concept itself out of your head if you really want to be a healthy person.
Yeah, absolutely. And
yes,
I feel that, if some people are happy packing a few extra pounds, thoda sa unka weight hai, but at the same time, they're able to keep rest of the health parameters okay, and they feel happy in life, that's it. They should be happy. Because I think that, taking unnecessary stress sometimes to get into somebody else's definition of what looks smart and what looks beautiful can also be counterproductive. So I get people rid of this concept कि कोई cheat days भी होते हैं.
Right.
सब कुछ लो in moderation. Feel like if your heart goes for something, take it, but understand that there are consequences. That's all. And you have to live with the consequences. That's it.
Right.
And I don't believe in fad diets also, Avinash. You're absolutely right. There are too many fad diets, Do this for these
too many
days, and then boom, something happens, temporary fix, but then it's never sustainable, and
it bounces back, sir, by the way. So it
back.
bounces back far quicker than you lost your weight if you do it wrong. So starvation diets or ketos or paleo or many other low carb diets, carnivore diets, vegan diets, these diets do not work because they are always temporary and you'll always bounce back because you'll feel so deprived of what you was supposed to nourish your body with that you go back to and maybe even go beyond your cravings and then it becomes far worse.
Absolutely.
So yes, no, right. Definitely not a good idea.
Avinash, in your experience, what are some of the most common mistakes that you see? Let's say as a health coach, you go and you set a whole program for somebody. आपने एक customer का, अपने client का, अपने friend का, आपने कुछ एक health program बनाया. You set the health program. You are guiding them. In your experience, what are some of the common mistakes people make? Like one common mistake was we just discussed that people ask for cheat days, and that's a myth. But what are some of the other common mistakes that you observe? So if you talk about it, then maybe other people will avoid those common mistakes, If you have it,
definitely, sir.
If you notice something,
Oh, plenty, sir. So the first one is that, a lot of people make this mistake of doing anything regarding the health for cosmetic purposes, to look trimmer, to look fitter, to look more beautiful or handsome. And this is a very big mistake because what happens is it's again only short term. So once you're satisfied with it or you achieve it, then you again go back to your old habits because you're only educating yourself to look at it from a cosmetic point of view.
Very true.
But if you do your health for the sake of living healthy, not suffering in the future, not going for major operations or treatments or medications or be on, other things where you're not able to perform with your body the way you could when you were younger. So this is the most important thing. You need to do it for the right reasons.
Yes. 100%. I agree with that.
Yeah. That's very important. And the second thing is that a lot of people want quick results. This is one of the biggest mistakes also that you could make because you don't have patience for it. And the reason for this, especially in the modern youth, is because everything is so quick, sir. So you get instant gratification, right? So if you want food, you can order it and you can get it on Zomato or Swiggy in 5 minutes. So you don't have any waiting period or any thing where it's teaching you to have patience. Right. So what you do is you apply the same thing even to your health and you think that you can get results in a jiffy. And it's never going to work that way.
Never, ever.
So That is another big mistake.
You have to
And the third,
remain consistent for a long period of time. Yeah.
absolutely, sir. And the third one is to not listen to anybody and everybody, because a lot of people make this mistake of, trying to figure it out online by themselves and self-medicate, or, they try to listen to their relatives who came across them trying this, and they saw them losing a bit of weight, and then, oh no, you look so skinny, or you better, that person may be 90 kgs, but then you're saying he looks skinny.
Yeah.
And then that puts that person off. And then, so don't listen to the wrong people. Like, say, for example, I always give this example to people who are on my program. So if you want to, you want a haircut, I don't think you'll ask your relatives, right?
That's true.
So you will ask the right person, the barber. You'll not ask the relative for a haircut. So the same way, you should, when you want your health, you want to really be healthy, ask the right person. And you'll get the answers. Someone who's actually giving results, someone who's actually doing it on a day-to-day basis. In fact, someone who's actually doing it over on themselves, and they're able to perform it for a long period of time. Like, I've been doing it for 15 years now, and I've not touched a single drug or medication or been operated or treated on for the last 17 years.
So what you're telling is,
the proof is in the pudding. So someone is actually practicing what they preach, right? That's what you need to, that's the person you need to listen to.
So basically what you're saying is that, first of all, don't have unrealistic expectation.
Yes.
कि मुझे वैसा बनना है, वैसा दिखना है, मुझे ऐसा होना है, वैसा होना है, because you don't know कि those so-called models or actors or actresses, what other chemicals or what other surgical procedures they are resorting to look like
very
that.
unrealistic.
But yeah.
Yes.
So don't go for unrealistic expectation. दूसरा, consistency.
Yes.
Good old hard work. Short term कुछ नहीं है. Shortcut, no shortcuts. You have to have consistency for measurable results. And third thing, what you mentioned was that don't go for these online health misinformation, so to speak, because everybody is a so-called expert on social media today. And most of the time, we don't even know कि वो व्यक्ति जो, the person who's giving that information, how closely they follow it, So because we don't know them, there is no personal relationship. So it's always better that instead of going for these expert advices from people, and that could be misinformation, it's better to take expert advice. So is it fair to say that we should not rely on online health videos for becoming like this or that, no matter wo kahan se aa rahe hain? Rather, we should actually engage with an expert with whom we can WhatsApp, call on the phone, even go and see if they are somewhere close by. Is that true?
100% true, sir. The reason why, see, I'm not putting anybody down.
Me neither.
I don't mean to do that.
Me neither.
Yes,
that's
absolutely. Yes. So they might be giving the right information to someone out there. Okay. But the problem is that each person's body is different, and each person has a combination of different challenges that is not the same as having that one challenge which they are addressing about online. So 100%. that is a very general advice being given, and a lot of people are falling for it and applying it and trying their best and seeing whether it works out, and then they figure out that it doesn't work in the long term. I'm sure many people have tried it already, and if it really were true and if it really was working, then you would not find the sickness the way it is today. It would have been a lot lesser than what it is now. Approximately 40 million people or 4 crore people die every single year from just lifestyle diseases around the world. That's 4 times the population of the entire population of Bangalore that's passing away in just 1 year with simple lifestyle diseases.
Wow.
So if the advice was really that good, then it should have eradicated sickness altogether.
So personalized guidance from somebody who you know or who you can get to know very well, who's accessible to you, जिनसे आप phone पे बात कर सकते हो, you can WhatsApp, Telegram to them, you can call them, they're available for you. That's much, much better than generic advice. In fact, I would like to add to that what you just told me, is because I know someone who is a very good, health coach, and they do it as a profession, and they are quite old. And they've been doing it for many, many years. And they mentioned to me that, they got offer from a Bollywood actor, and they were ready to pay them a huge amount, a 7-figure amount. उनको देने को तैयार थे if they would offer them personalized coaching. But he refused. And I asked him why. He said, because they demanded that you have to be 24/7 with me, and I'm going for a film shoot in a foreign country. And during that period, you have to travel with me and be with me all the time. He said, I flatly refused. So all of these people who we look up to, they are actually going for ultra, personalized, health advice, even at that level. And we sometimes, just go and look at a social media post or some video, pata nahi kahan se aaya, and we just start doing something blindly. वो हमें नहीं करना चाहिए. We should stay away from that. That's a very, very
100%, sir. And I can give you an example as well, because
Please,
the very people who are promoting health and wellness through their sport or through whatever, like say for example, I can think of Novak Djokovic.
Yeah.
So he's the one of the best tennis players of all time. So what he says is well and good, but the real thing is that deep down he has a personalized trainer, he has a personalized doctor, he has a personalized nutritionist, all of them working together to keep him fit so that he can perform to the 100% best that he does on his tennis tournaments. So while the advice is good, generic advice is always good, it is not something which is effective because your body is different from the other person's. In fact, in the same family circle, if you give a piece of chocolate cake every single day to the entire family, the same piece of chocolate cake, right?
Mm-hmm.
One family member may fall sick, the other may not. One family member may get diabetes, one may not. One person may get constipation, other person might get some, throat pain or fever. So if even within the family circle, you're finding different results with the same exposure to the food, then you can realize that statement that one man's food is another man's poison, which was written thousands of years ago, is still true to this day. So when you take advice, you should understand that you should take it in a generic sense, not in the sense that it's meant for you. So you need to find someone who can personalize by addressing all of your challenges together.
In fact, I would like to take it one step further also, first of all, don't go for misinformation, don't go for fads, don't just follow somebody online, take expert advice from somebody, who's accessible to you.
Yes.
I will take that even one step further. As you are taking advice from somebody who's accessible to you, who's like a health coach, you yourself have to take responsibility of upgrading your own knowledge. वो जो आपको बता रहा है, whatever that a health expert is teaching you, you also have to educate yourself. You should know a little bit about your health, be knowledgeable. आजकल बहुत कुछ इंटरनेट पर दिख जाता है, you can deep dive into a topic so that you can educate yourself about your health, a particular condition which is afflicting you. कि my health coach has advised me to do like this. वो क्यों बता रहा है? Why is he telling me? Or why is she telling me that? What is the science behind it? Go and read a little bit. In fact, I have always done this, when I give any health advice to somebody, I always try to quote some research papers or some science, and I always tell them to go look it up so that they can also verify whatever I'm telling them is correct or not. So I feel कि हर एक को अपना responsibility लेना पड़ेगा कि अपनी knowledge को भी बढ़ाए. Don't you think that should also be
100%, sir. And in fact, when we run our training programs, the holistic health programs, we always tell them that this is an education system that we are giving you. And we train people to, educate themselves and increase their knowledge levels so that they can actually take care of their own bodies once the program is done. So you're absolutely right. You have to have the knowledge. You just cannot be ignorant all the time and, say, I didn't know that, because the body does not care what you know and what you don't know. The body only cares about what you give it that it actually needs.
Exactly. Being ignorant about your health is no excuse.
No excuse.
You're right. So what I do the same thing, Avinash, any client of mine, who have achieved their health goals, I always try to plug them into some training program, or I refer them to some health training program where they can go, either free of cost or by paying a small fees. They can actually take some training.
Definitely.
And become knowledgeable about whether it's the supplementation industry, organic supplementation industry, whether it's, something about the human anatomy, whether it's something about the gut health, whether it's something about why is it important to take care of your morning nutrition needs as soon as you get up in the morning, what is the science behind it. I try to keep them educated so that after a while they can continue with whatever I've told them, knowing very well कि जो मैंने उनको बताया है, they're feeling very confident in whatever I've told them.
Absolutely right, sir. And yes, education of your health is more important than your own education about your career. Because you can have a great career, and if you lose your health, everything stops, right? Because I know of a person who, is in a very, very big position in the US, and he had a massive heart attack, and he had to stop working for that company for a long period of time. And you can understand that how much of an impact health has on your careers. So career is not on top of the list. Your health is, and then career comes later. So look after your health. And the beauty about health is, sir, you don't need to stop whatever it is you're doing. You can have a very busy career, that's fine, but you still need to give some time for self-care, for keeping yourself aware of your health, to give yourself some wellness and keep your body maintained. Because see, everybody maintains their car, they give it for service. If your house has a broken window, you get it repaired, you get it fixed, but nobody repairs their bodies. That's the sad part. And that's why you see so much of sickness going on right now, because everybody is ignoring their health. See, everybody knows exercise should be done, they don't do it. Everybody knows they should sleep on time, they don't do it.
That's true.
Everybody knows that salad is better than the chocolate cake, but they eat the chocolate cake. So, it's like you're aware of what is healthy for you, but you're ignorant of the damaging effects that can happen to you. That's the differentiating factor, which I see a lot of people, not being aware of. So they don't realize how important it is to choose the right food, to sleep on time, to, do that walking that you were supposed to be doing, all of that. It's very simple.
Very simple.
But very, very important to the human body.
Keeping that same thought process going, Avi, what are some of the other actionable, practical steps that people can do? ऐसी कौन सी practical, actionable चीजें हैं which people can do in your experience of dealing with so many people, both India and abroad, helping people achieve their health goals, आपके experience में, so that people can actually achieve optimal health. Optimal health का जो journey है इसमें, tell us a little bit more. What do you recommend? Some practical, actionable steps.
Right. So I think the first thing to keep in mind is stay organic. Okay. So stay true to your food being organic. Stay true to your lifestyle being more organic or natural. What do I mean by that is you see so many people who are sedentary, sitting all the time and working in front of their computers or their screens, or sitting on the mobile hunched back and bending down and all the time, or not doing their exercise, which is completely not normal. The reason is because your entire system, including your digestion, works on movement. It does not work on just being sitting sedentary and you feel that your digestion will be fine. There's no way. Eventually, your digestion will be a major problem. In fact, it is one of the biggest issues in the world today, digestion. And that is also based on movement. So you have to balance everything. Be organic, but balance everything. By balance, I don't mean 4 days of healthy food and then 4 days of eating all the junk food. That's not the balance I'm talking about. So balance meaning that you know what everything is meant to be to your body, and you take it in that quantity. So let's say, for example, you want that chocolate cake, but you know that a single small piece once a month or once in 2 months is ideal. That's fine to keep your sanity, to keep the taste buds going, and to keep your body, entertained for a bit. That's fine. But balance does not mean take 4 pieces of chocolate cake and 4 apples, right? It does not work.
Christmas is coming. I bet there are a lot of people here who will do that.
Yes.
Christmas is coming once a year. My family has prepared this cake with a lot of rum-soaked raisins and dry fruits. kya farak padta hai, how does it matter, blah, 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 and they'll binge on it.
This,
You're right.
this is a big mistake, sir, because, holiday season, I don't think every one of us want to be looking like Santa Claus. We want to get we want to get gifts from Santa Claus, but we don't want to look like Santa Claus. So, there are plenty of holidays, but that does not give us the excuse to ruin our body's health. It is very important because I'll tell you one thing that I've learned with so many people that I'm helping, including my own health. Once you lose it, it is extremely difficult to get it back.
Yes.
Extremely difficult. And I'm talking about just a simple digestion issue, not about, say, cancer, diabetes, BP, or cholesterol, because that is enormous amount of effort to really recover from that. But I'm just talking even about the simple issues. They make a huge difference. So don't lose your health, what you already have, and gain back what you have already lost. So make sure that you're gaining your health as well as getting back what you lost by repairing your body. This is very important.
In fact, with some of my clients, what I also do is that I sometimes advise them to go and get a food allergy test done, And if I find that there are certain foods that they're allergic to, I advise them that, try to cut them out or minimize them, but at least that blah, blah, blah thing. So a lot of Asians are lactose intolerant. So, of course, we can't avoid milk, but at least we can minimize it, For me, since childhood, I used to be allergic to peanuts, And I would not cut it out completely, but I would minimize it. So this was one way that I could at least manage some of the allergic symptoms. So everybody has their own, things that the body doesn't handle very well. So you're right. One should actually go ahead and find out what are your weak spots and try to minimize them and manage them.
Definitely.
Very, very true.
And like you mentioned about allergies also, so there's a deeper cause, like the immune system is what is really the concern. So when you address your immunity, which a lot of people do, including some people in my program as well, they had allergies to so many things. Like we have one person who was in Singapore who had allergies to lemons.
Oh my.
And it was very severe. In fact, it was highest on the scale in the allergy test compared to all the other allergens that she was exposed to. And she found out that, once she was finished with the program, she did the test again. And she even consumed lemons and she was totally fine. So the reason is because once you repair your body, once you repair your immune system, your body is able to do something which it could never do before. It's performing better. So you're able to do a lot more things better.
Absolutely. Right? I agree with you.
Yes.
Nothing like, getting rid of all your allergies just by fixing your body. And until then, you just have to make sure that you manage them and minimize them. Not just pick up things blindly, ye kha liya, wo kha liya, knowing very well that, this thing is not going to go well with my system, And also, I think right now, because of the pollution in India, that is one very big aspect, People have to be little bit aware that they have to, at least if they can't get rid of the pollution in the north, especially in Delhi, outside the house, at least they should try to get some good air filtration system inside the home so that they can minimize irritation in the nasal passages and take care of themselves. That's also
I'm the perfect testament to that because I was a sinusitis patient for over 15, 20 years.
Oh, really?
I used to visit the doctors every single week. And I suffered for many, many years. And I took every single solution possible that they gave me. And it only made matters worse. And I had to be admitted for surgeries, right? And I did multiple surgeries. And that was a complete failure both times. And my breathing became worse. And later, when I got into nutrition, my sinusitis problems just disappeared. And I was wondering, how is this possible? And, being so vigilant about this over the years and not realizing that it was nutrition that was causing it. And then when we got into nutrition, it just went away. And then when I went to the ENT doctor who I used to visit for so many years, she was just shocked that it's possible to cure it. And then what she said is, this is my daughter's number. And can you just, help her out as well? Because she's a sinusitis patient too. So you can realize that, air pollution plays a huge role. And once you get the external as well as the internal factors resolved, any problem that you have like sinus problems or breathing problems or lung issues, they will all disappear.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
Yes.
You know what, Avi? I don't feel like letting you go because it's we are getting so much, and I'm getting a lot of questions here. Let
Right.
me see if I can take a few questions. And um, everybody's talking about how this has been an extremely knowledgeable session. They're agreeing. Great information, very important. We must take that. Everybody's dittoing you, whatever you're saying. मुझे पता है कि आप लोग सब लोग बहुत ध्यान से सुन रहे हैं, and there are so many people who are getting a lot of learnings. सही बात है, people bargain with the demands of our organs, you know, and then they suffer a lot. Very good inputs, awesome. So
we can ask them to type a couple of questions now, so if they're still interested.
If anybody has any question, guys, this would be a good time. We'll take a small 1 second break, and then you can just type something if anybody wants to pose a question to Avi. You are just a wealth of information, actually. Sir, I'm losing my hair density. What can I do for that, please? Some tips for stones in kidneys. Let's just handle these two questions. Kidney stones.
I mean, kidney stones are just calcium oxalate stones. So obviously you need to see why you're having that. Mainly, in most cases, it's a vitamin D deficiency. And the problem with certain deficiencies is you can't just resolve them by popping a pill.
Yeah.
A lot of people, what they do is they do these supplementations without changing anything else. And this is a huge mistake. I felt that personally as well. I've experienced that personally. We all think that it is some form of, magic pill. So it doesn't work that way. If you really want to be healthy, you have to, one is, like I told you, be holistic in your approach. So drink the right amount of water, clean water, by the way, filtered water. Two is you need to obviously have the right nutrition in your diet and increase your vitamin D levels as well. That will also help you. And of course, eat the right things, sleep on time, do your exercises. Very important. And don't overdo your exercise. Just about 30 minutes a day would suffice.
Somebody wants to know, what did you take for your sinus problem? If you can just talk a little bit. Somebody wanted to know. Do you think it's possible for you to do that?
Sorry, sir?
Somebody wants to know, what did you take for your sinus problem?
Right. Again, so I just addressed what my body was missing. So you need to identify, in your case, what are those things. So one is that you need to obviously take care of the external factor, like air pollution that you mentioned. So installing an air purifier is very important for any sinusitis patient, because we're living in a very air polluted world. In fact, I think Delhi is the most polluted city on earth right now.
That's true. Yeah.
So obviously you need to take care of that first. And then the second one would be taking care of your nutritional needs. So you have to identify, you can do a test, and obviously you can contact your health coach and they will guide you about what your body requires, and you can start doing those things. And it will go away.
See, I appreciate the answer that Avinash gave you, because अगर वो बताएंगे जो उन्होंने लिया है, and if somebody starts blindly following that, they may not get the same results that Avinash is getting, because he had to look at his body holistically. But the first step he talked about was installing a good air purifying system inside the home to take care of the air. वो तो सभी लोग कर सकते हैं. And then getting together with the health coach to understand कि body में कहाँ क्या अपने immune system को कैसे strong करें. That's very important. Somebody also asked something about the uric acid problem. Is that something you want to tackle, Avi?
Definitely, sir. That's fine. Yeah. So uric acid, obviously, there's a deeper cause. So a lot of vegetarian people, in fact, get this problem. And the reason is because of their diet. It's missing a lot of vital things. And in vegetarian diets, mostly there's a lot of protein deficiencies. So a lot of people associate red meat with uric acid increments, but that's not really true, because if that were true, how are vegetarians getting that problem, right? Okay. So the real cause is obviously the balance of your acid and alkaline levels in your body. So your body has different types of levels, pH levels across the body. So your stomach obviously has the acidic part of it. Your stomach acid is hydrochloric acid, which is very, very acid. It should be 1 to 3. You find most people nowadays being somewhere around 5, 6, or even 7, many cases even 8, which is extremely alkaline and not good for your health. And that is one of the main reasons for having the high uric acid levels. So if you can resolve that, that will be best. And second is in certain other areas where you're supposed to be having, good pH levels, alkaline levels like your kidney, liver, etc., you get acidic levels. So that is when you get the uric acid high in the wrong place.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
In fact, Nabeeb is asking that what does excessive creatine levels indicate when you do an RFT? And do we need to restrict the intake of protein for those people?
Not at all. The problem with creatine being high is a kidney issue, right? If you're having high creatine, it's a kidney issue. So you are doing something in your lifestyle that is damaging your kidney. And this is very common. In fact, it is the most common ailment nowadays, which is on the rise. It is one of the fastest growing diseases because kidneys get damaged with a lot of insulin problems or diabetes or sugar problems.
Yes.
And a lot of people don't realize this, and all they do is they take some medications, but the medications also affect your kidneys.
Yes,
because your kidney is a detox organ, just like your liver. So they are not going to be, happy with what you are doing to it, and that is why you're leaking or having high creatine levels. That could be one. Protein is made to be the villain everywhere, but protein runs every single cell in your body. How is it possible that protein can be a villain? And you must understand that protein should be mixed with the right quantities of other factors like healthy fats, healthy carbs, healthy fiber, healthy vitamins and minerals. This is very important to have a balanced diet that is required for your body. You have that, you will have better health.
Awesome. Yes. There are so many questions. Somebody's asking for your ideal routine in a day. If you had to pick, maybe it's not something that you are doing all the time, but what do you consider as an ideal routine for somebody?
Yeah, again, this is generic advice. It wouldn't work for everybody.
Exactly,
because, yes, but in general, you need to cut out the things that are harming you, first of all. Like you mentioned, sir, I would say the pollutants, remove all of them from your life. There are 4, right? So 1 is air pollution, 2 is water pollution, 3 is food pollution, and 4th, the most important of all, is mental pollution. Right?
I would say that for mental pollution, one has to limit the screen time.
100%.
So like half an hour before you're supposed to get your sleep, you go for sleeping. Get quality sleep, and half an hour before you're going to go to sleep, shut off your phone, because this is not letting the brain rest even for a second, because there is overstimulation of the brain. You're having so many thoughts. So I feel that one has to control how they use this thing.
Definitely.
Even though we are doing the Instagram live session on
yes, for education purposes, not for the wrong purpose.
Exactly,
so we love that. Yes. But you're absolutely right, sir. Yeah. And I think it affects a lot of people because what they don't realize is your brain is very smart. So if you are giving it light when it is nighttime, it thinks that it is still day. So then what it does is it does not produce the melatonin that you require and you won't get proper sleep. So it is very important. I would say 2 to 3 hours before sleep, if you can avoid all sorts of gadgets or screens, it would be better.
Well, one last question before we wind up. And a lot of people are asking about a good hair growth and hair fall.
Yes,
Is hair fall a common problem in your
Oh, definitely, sir. Life? Yes. It is a reflection of your gut. So if you're having digestion problems, especially something called malabsorption, you're going to have a lot of hair fall issues because your hair is not getting the nutrition it requires. A lot of people just take biotin or some protein and they think that that's about it. But that's not really true. There's so much involved in your hair growth, like folate, zinc, iron. Your quality of your blood is extremely important. A lot of people have a lot of sugar issues or, high amounts of insulin where the blood becomes thick. They have BP, all these things where, see, the hair is on the topmost part of your body, right? Mm-hmm. So in order for the blood to flow to it multiple times in a day, you need the blood quality to be extremely good. And the problem with all the junk that we expose to, all the pollution that we expose to, the blood quality isn't very good, and it takes months and months and months to repair that. But once you take care of that, your hair fall will really come to a complete standstill. In fact, I just want to tell you personally, to all the people here, I was losing all of my hair.
Oh, okay? Really?
And all of my hair, sir, because I went to a medical professional very young, and I took a lot of steroids and these, creams and lotions and stuff, which hair growth serums. And I lost at least, I would say, 50 to 60% of my hair at a young age. So, and then the nutrition is where it helped me. And then once I restored my gut, restored all my, blood parameters and everything, my hair is much better. If you can see, it's much, much better. And I don't have the hair fall like I used to before. So to all the ladies and gents who are worried about hair fall, which is a huge issue, a lot of people get even depression from that.
Yes.
It is a nutrition issue. So please take care of your health, and that will also be resolved.
So someone's asking me to just closely summarize everything in closing. बड़ा मुश्किल है हिंदी में closing summarize करना, लेकिन अविनाश जी ने शुरुआत में बात करी अपने credentials बता के कि भाई वो as a health coach इतने qualified क्यों है, कैसे इस फील्ड में आए. उन्होंने फिर ये बताया कि जो अच्छा स्वास्थ्य है वो हमारी फाउंडेशन है एक हैप्पी और सक्सेसफुल जीवन के लिए, ना सिर्फ सबके लिए, पर्टिकुलरली यंग लोगों के लिए, बिकॉज आज की तारीख में यंग लोग बहुत ज्यादा कंसर्न्ड है क्योंकि उनको ज्यादा लाइफस्टाइल डिजीजेस कम उम्र पे बहुत ज्यादा सता रही हैं, जो कि उनकी रिलेशनशिप लाइफ में लोगों के साथ उनकी प्रोडक्टिविटी और उनकी लाइफ की क्वालिटी को बहुत ज्यादा इफेक्ट कर रही हैं. फिर उन्होंने बताया कि ये जो लाइफस्टाइल डिजीज इतना ज्यादा तंग कर रही है लोगों को, दे आर स्काई रॉकेटिंग, उसकी वजह क्या है? उसकी वजह है हमारा खान पान सही नहीं है, हम बैठे रहते हैं, हमारी सेडेंटरी हैबिट्स है, एनवायरमेंटल स्ट्रेस बहुत ज्यादा है और काम का स्ट्रेस, पर्सनल स्ट्रेस बहुत ज्यादा है. और उन्होंने बताया कि हम लोगों को अपनी बॉडी को समझना चाहिए, उसके सिम्टम्स को इग्नोर नहीं करना है कभी भी कि अरे टेस्ट करवा लिया साल में एक बार, चलो पैरामीटर्स देख लेंगे, साल में एक बार टेस्ट करवाने से क्या होता है. आपको अपनी बॉडी को समझना चाहिए क्योंकि बहुत सी बार आपकी बॉडी आपको चेतावनी देती है कि टेस्ट से पहले भी आपको समझ में आ जाता है कि कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो रही है. उन्होंने कुछ लाइफ एग्जांपल्स दिए यहाँ पर और उन्होंने फिर बाद में ये बताया कि हर मर्ज की दवा केवल डाइट नहीं है. डाइट बहुत सारी फैट डाइट्स लोग बोलते हैं ये कर लो तो ये हो जाएगा. ये इन्होंने बताया कि कुछ डाइट में चेंज करने से ओके लॉन्ग टर्म फायदा होगा, लेकिन शॉर्ट टर्म क्विक फिक्स जो है कुछ नहीं होता है उसमें, और वो होता भी है तो वो खराब है. उन्होंने बताया कि फैट डाइट्स मत फॉलो करो, जो कि आजकल इंटरनेट पे और सोशल मीडिया पे बहुत ज्यादा लोग देने की कोशिश करते हैं, होलिस्टिक वेलनेस. और वहां पर मैंने ये बताया कि भी कभी कभी लोग ये भी सोचते हैं कि हम लोग अगर डाइट फॉलो कर रहे हैं तो उस डाइट में कुछ दिन हम लोग चीटिंग कर सकते हैं, कुछ भी खा लें. तो हमने बताया कि डाइट्स में लगभग चीटिंग होती नहीं है. डाइट में जो भी आप खा रहे हो कहीं ना कहीं आपकी बॉडी को अफेक्ट कर रही है, फायदा भी है, नुकसान भी हो सकता है. आपको नफा नुकसान दोनों को बैलेंस करना है और जो भी करो सस्टेनेबल होना चाहिए, लॉन्ग टर्म होना चाहिए. और उन्होंने बताया कि जो कॉमन मिस्टेक्स होती हैं लोगों की हेल्थ के अपने प्रोग्राम्स में वो क्या होती हैं. एक तो मिस इन्फॉर्मेशन बहुत आजकल फैली हुई है सोशल मीडिया पे, कोई भी कुछ भी डाल देता है, हमें नहीं पता कि वो आदमी क्वालिफाइड है या नहीं है, उससे बचिए. क्विक फिक्स कुछ नहीं होता है, कंसिस्टेंसी किसी भी अच्छी चीज में जरूरी होती है बिकॉज आपकी बॉडी धीमे धीमे अपने आप को चेंज कर रही है. कोई भी अनरियलिस्टिक एक्सपेक्टेशन मत रखो कि यार उसने बोला ऐसा दिखना है या मैं वैसी बनना चाहती हूँ, मुझे वैसा बनना है, उसकी तरह मेरे को 6 पैक एब्स चाहिए. ये अनरियलिस्टिक एक्सपेक्टेशन तो सोसाइटी ने दिमाग में भर दी है, इसको निकालिए, ये बहुत नुकसानदेह होती है. फिर उन्होंने बताया कि भाई कोई भी ऑनलाइन हेल्थ टिप्स जो है ना वो आपके लिविंग ब्रीदिंग हेल्थ कोच को, जिसको आप फोन कर सकते हो, जिसको आप जाके मिल सकते हो या जिसको आप व्हाट्सएप पे या टेलीग्राम पे बातचीत कर सकते हो, उसको रिप्लेस नहीं कर सकती है. तो हम ये नहीं कह रहे कि जो ऑनलाइन पे एडवाइस देते हैं वो लोग खराब है, हम ये कह रहे हैं कि आप उनके ऊपर ब्लाइंड फेथ करके काम नहीं कर सकते, क्योंकि जिन लोगों को हम जानते हैं जो बहुत अच्छे सो कॉल्ड बॉडी बिल्डर्स या एक्टर्स हैं, वो भी हमेशा अपने पास एक पर्सनलाइज्ड हेल्थ कोच 24/7 रखते हैं पैसे देके, क्योंकि उनको भी पर्सनलाइज एडवाइस ही चाहिए होती है किसी की, वो ऑनलाइन पे जाके सब चीजों को नहीं ढूंढते हैं। तो वो चीज जो है उससे आप बचो। और लास्ट में उन्होंने ये बताया कि भाई आपने अच्छा हेल्थ कोच ले भी लिया मान लो, उसके बाद भी इसका मतलब ये नहीं कि आप ज्ञान ना दो, नॉलेज मत बढ़ाओ अपनी, आपको अपनी नॉलेज बढ़ानी पड़ेगी। हम लोग बताते हैं कि आइडियली हम लोग अपने अच्छे क्लाइंट्स को अच्छा हेल्थ प्रोग्राम देके धीमे धीमे उनकी नॉलेज बढ़ाने की भी कोशिश करते हैं, ताकि उन्हें किसी ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में डाल दिया या उनको कोई सोर्स दे दिया कि भाई आप जाके ये साइंस है इसके बारे में पढ़ लीजिए, या ये हमारा कुछ एक ऑनलाइन ट्रेनिंग सेशन है इसको अटेंड कर लीजिए, ताकि जो साइंस है हमारे प्रोग्राम्स के पीछे उस सबको लोग समझ सके और ट्रेनिंग ले सके। तो ट्रेनिंग देते रहना लोगों को वो बहुत जरूरी है। सिर्फ पानी मत पिलाओ, उनको कुएं तक भी लेके जाओ, वो बहुत जरूरी है। और लास्ट पे इन्होंने एक कॉल टू एक्शन ये दिया कि भाई आप हमेशा इन्फॉर्म्ड रहो, प्रोएक्टिव रहो, और ऑप्टिमल सोल्यूशन के लिए प्रैक्टिकल स्टेप्स लेते रहना बहुत जरूरी है। और वो प्रैक्टिकल स्टेप्स यही है कि भाई अपनी नींद पूरी रखो, अपना ये जो मोबाइल है उसको ठीक से प्रकार से यूज करो, खाने पीने के बारे में ऑर्गेनिक रहो जहां तक हो सकता है, हर चीज को बैलेंस में रखो। इस प्रकार से ये समरी थी। तो दोस्तों आई होप कि ये सेशन आज हमारा जो है आपको बहुत ज्यादा पसंद आया होगा, ऑल ऑफ यू। इसकी रिकॉर्डिंग जो है इट विल बी अवेलेबल ऑन आवर कम्युनिटी फिटनेस एंड फ्रीडम 45 इंस्टाग्राम पेज। आप इसको जाके यूज कर सकते हैं, रेफर कर सकते हैं। और बहुत जल्दी हमारी फिटनेस फ्रीडम 45 कम्युनिटी के लिए एक और बहुत बड़ी खुशखबरी हम लोग लेके आने वाले हैं, which will make all this advice and all these testimonials even more accessible to you through other means also. उसके बारे में just keep on waiting. So thank you Avinash so much. I love you.
Thank you, sir.
This was the best session ever, and we're going to close it now here.
Thank
Take care.
Take care, everyone.
Great time, everyone.